Imagine someone offered you two choices. In the first option, you receive a massive vault filled with every ounce of gold on Earth. Every gold bar, every gold coin, every gold necklace, every gold ring, everything. The value? Around 7.5 trillion US dollars. In the second option, you receive ownership of the world's greatest businesses, some of the most valuable real estate on the planet, and millions of acres of farmland producing food every single year. Which would you choose? Most people instinctively answer the gold. After all, gold has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. Kings fought wars over it, empires built fortunes from it. People still rush to buy it whenever they fear economic uncertainty. Gold has become a symbol of wealth, power, and security. But here's the surprising truth. According to legendary investor Warren Buffett, gold is actually one of the least productive assets you can own. Why? Let's break it down. Throughout history, gold served one major purpose. It was money. Long before paper currencies existed, civilizations trusted gold because it was rare, durable, and couldn't easily be destroyed. Unlike paper money that governments could print endlessly, gold had a limited supply. That made it an excellent store of value. People weren't buying gold as an investment. They were simply using it as money. Today, however, things have changed. Most countries no longer use gold as their official currency. Instead, we use dollars, euros, pounds, and other government-issued currencies. Gold is no longer the backbone of everyday transactions. Instead, people buy it hoping its price will rise. That's where the problem begins. Let's imagine something incredible. Suppose you somehow manage to buy every piece of gold that exists on Earth. Every gold bar, every gold coin, every piece of jewelry, every ounce ever mined. The total value would be roughly $7.5 trillion. Surprisingly, all of that gold would fit into a cube measuring only about 20 meters on each side. That's smaller than many apartment buildings. Now ask yourself one simple question. What would that giant cube actually do? Would it produce food? No. Would it invent new technology? No. Would it employ millions of people? No. Would it generate profits? No. Would it pay you rent? No. It would simply sit there, year after year, decade after decade, exactly the same. Gold doesn't wake up every morning and go to work for you. It doesn't create value. It simply exists. Now, that's not to say gold has no practical uses. It certainly does. It's used in jewelry. It's used in electronics because it conducts electricity well. It's also used in medical equipment and aerospace technology. But compared to its enormous market value, those industrial uses represent only a small fraction of why people buy gold. Most people buy gold because they expect someone else to pay more for it in the future. That is speculation. And while speculation can make people money in the short term, it's not the same as investing. Great investors don't rely on finding someone willing to pay a higher price tomorrow. They look for assets that create value every single day. Now let's imagine a different scenario. Instead of spending $7.5 trillion on gold, you decide to buy productive assets. You purchase some of the greatest companies ever built. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, Meta, Alibaba, Netflix, Tesla. These companies don't just exist, they innovate. They hire employees, they develop new products. They generate billions of dollars in profits. They create value for customers every single day. Many of them also return money to shareholders through dividends or share buybacks. As an owner, you benefit as these businesses continue growing. But let's go even further. With the money remaining, you purchase all the real estate in cities like London and New York. People need homes. Businesses need offices. Retailers need stores. Every month, rent flows into your account. Your properties continue producing income while often increasing in value over time. And imagine you still have money left over. You invested in millions of acres of fertile farmland. Every growing season, farmers produce crops. Those crops are sold. The land generates income. Meanwhile, the land itself often becomes more valuable over the years. Notice the difference. Gold waits for someone else to assign it a higher price. Businesses create products. Real estate collects rent. Farmland produces food. One sits still, the others work. This is one of the most important investing lessons you can ever learn. Assets that produce cash are fundamentally different from assets that simply exist. That's why Warren Buffett has often said he would rather own productive businesses than gold. He once joked that if you owned all the gold in the world, you'd spend your days admiring it. If you owned productive businesses, however, they would continue earning money while you slept. That's the power of productive assets. Of course, supporters of gold make valid arguments too. Gold often performs well during periods of high inflation. It can act as a hedge during financial crises. It has survived thousands of years while countless currencies have disappeared. Because of this, many investors keep a small percentage of their portfolio in gold for diversification. But notice something important. Even many gold supporters don't recommend putting all your wealth into it. Instead, they see it as insurance rather than a wealth-building machine. Insurance protects your wealth. Investments grow your wealth. Those are two very different purposes. If your goal is simply preserving purchasing power during uncertain times, gold may have a role. But if your goal is building significant wealth over decades, history suggests productive assets have generally delivered stronger long-term returns. Businesses grow, technology evolves, cities expand, agriculture feeds the world. These assets create value year after year. Gold remains gold. So before you buy an investment, ask yourself one simple question. Will this asset work for me? Will it generate income? Will it create value? Or am I simply hoping someone else will pay more for it later? That single question separates investors from speculators. Gold will probably always hold a special place in human history. It represents wealth. It represents security. It represents permanence. But history also teaches us something even more valuable. Real wealth is created not by owning shiny objects, but by owning productive assets that improve people's lives and generate value every single day. That's why Warren Buffett doesn't own gold, and that's why millions of long-term investors continue choosing businesses, real estate, and farmland over precious metals. Because the best investments aren't the ones that simply shine. They're the ones that keep working for you long after you've bought them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more investing insights explained in simple terms, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next episode.